All right, guys. Okay, guys. So I'm back. This is take two. Yesterday, I posted a video. I went live with the news, the fake news. It turned out that Robby Robinson, the Black Prince, legendary bodybuilder, going back to the pumping iron days with Arnold and those guys, Franco, had passed away at the age of 78. It was reported in several places. I saw it on Lee Haney's Instagram, Rick Valenti's Instagram. Lee Priest reposted it. You know, everybody ran with it. It was even on Wikipedia, which we know anybody can edit Wikipedia and change it to change facts and things, and they have to be re-edited and changed back. And, I took a lot of heat on the live, and rightfully so, because I didn't confirm it. I don't have Robby's number, and I don't think Robby would take my call necessarily. I don't really know anyone that's in contact with him. It turns out Sean Ray was the one who contacted Robby, found out he was alive, and then we also saw this video come up immediately after that. This video was posted probably about 3 hours after, 4 hours at the most. It was within a couple hours. So this was posted.
Robby, how you doing? Are you alive?
I'm alive. I'm in awesome shape. I'm looking forward to working with all the people that come to my master's class. I want my master's class to be full of people that really want to learn, and that's why we that's why we put it out there. We both love bodybuilding. I want people to learn. You know, I'm going into my 80 years, so I've died so many times it ain't even funny.
I feel like.
Okay, so it does seem a little odd. I'm going to get into it because the theory didn't come from me, but I'll get into this in a second. You'd think that with the fake news of his death, that would have been more of a talking point, but immediately they start promoting this masterclass, which is a series of instructional videos that they're selling for $150. I'll show you that link in a bit. It just seems odd that they went right to that. And this guy who happens to be in business with Robby is the one that got him on YouTube and dispelled the rumor. And then here they address it a little more, so I'll give him a chance. Here we go.
That's what you think about.
So let's just shut down the rumor, because it's going on. It's going viral. I saw that it was Rick Valenti posted it. I don't know how he got the information. He posted on his Facebook. Next thing you know, everybody's sharing it. It's on every bodybuilding Facebook group. So we got to shut it down. Today is March 14th. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2025. Robby's fine. And he just trained what? What did you train?
Catching back, killing it.
Oh my!
You know those rumors. That's just rumors. It's always been like that during my career, Spots. And I'm sorry that my friends and followers and you and people that care about me or want me to be successful or want to help and keep things going. I deeply appreciate it. No problem, guys. I'm well and healthy.
You know, I was texting you this morning, and next thing you know, my phone's blowing. I got Charles Glass called me. Lee Haney called me. I'm like, oh my God. And then I called you. I'm like, dude, I'm training. I'm like, this is just,
I know. I'm sorry you have to go through all of that, Spots, but I'm okay. I feel fine, great. I'll be back in Los Angeles March 18th. Looking forward to working with you again and get my fans excited. Oh, you guys are there. Come in and sign up for that Robby Robinson Masterclass. That's the best thing you can do. Keep that whole thing alive. That's what it is. Old school bodybuilding is the true level of bodybuilding. I want to make sure that everybody get that old school bodybuilding.
I love it. So Robby's fine.
That's what you think of.
So
Okay. So where did this conspiracy theory come from? I can neither take credit for it or accountability for it because I didn't come up with this, but I want to show you Evolution of Bodybuilding. Kevin Gretsch, he has an Instagram page and a website. You know, they're a media outlet, brings up a lot of stuff. So this is what Kevin posted yesterday, and I thought it was worth a read because it raises some questions. Oh, okay, hang on a second. Let me go there. All right, so here was the story. Were Robby Robinson's death rumors an alleged publicity stunt? By Kevin Gretsch. So Robby Robinson is a bodybuilding legend. On Friday, 14 March 2025, the news of his death shocked the bodybuilding world. The news spread like wildfire on social media, with the majority of media outlets and bodybuilding stars, such as 8-time Mr. Olympia Lee Haney, sharing the horrible news. This is actually the Instagram post that I saw And I took, Lee Haney's one of the most honorable, honest men. He got duped too, trolled, duped, whatever you want to call it. Because I know Lee not only was a friend of his, but that was one of Lee's early inspirations. I think he actually painted a mural of Robby on his bedroom when he was a youngster for motivation. Thankfully, just a few hours later, another bodybuilding legend, Sean Ray, who texted me to rub it in my face that I got the news wrong, guys, by the way. I love you, Sean. Confirmed the news of the death of Robby Robinson is fake news. Many media outlets continued to believe Robby passed away because Wikipedia stated he died. But as we all know, Wikipedia can be edited by anybody. That's true. Allegedly, there is more to this than meets the eye. Were rumors, so this is the question he raises, were rumors of Robby Robinson's death fabricated to allegedly promote his bodybuilding timeless masters class? Immediately after his death was confirmed as fake news, a video was published on the Spasi, which I wonder if that's, because he sounds Russian, I wonder if that's thanks, like spasiba in Russian, YouTube channel with Robby Robinson himself, proving he is still alive. What was very strange about this interview was that instead of Robby speaking about all the fake news about his death, he immediately started to indirectly promote his bodybuilding timeless masterclass, and then spoke briefly about the fake news about his death. At the end of the video, the Spasi podcast is focused on promoting the legendary athletes who competed during the golden age of bodybuilding, focusing on Robby Robinson and his new bodybuilding timeless masterclass. Spasi is part of the team that runs the bodybuilding timeless masterclass, which adds more fuel to the allegations. An Instagram post just recently on March 7th, 2025 has Robby and Spasi promoting the bodybuilding timeless masters class just 7 days before the fake death rumors started to spread. So the timeline, it was kind of convenient that the fake news of his death happened here, guys. I'm not giving any credence to this and saying Spasi and Robby conspired to fake his death. There was a hoax. I have no idea if they did or didn't. It's just raising a question. It's possible. So with the fake news of Robby's death spreading like wildfire, fast forward a few hours, the majority of posts were removed. The media outlets started to regret jumping the gun, trying to be the first to publish a story. Guilty as charged. That was me. It did not take long for some prominent figures in the bodybuilding scene to call out Robby for allegedly staging his death. I didn't see that. To promote his bodybuilding timeless masters class through this alleged publicity stunt. Make sure I'm actually sharing this. Oh, I have not been sharing it the whole time. Jeez. Let me present this then. Stop screen. Yeah, I've been reading it without sharing the screen, guys, so I deeply apologize. There we go. Close. Okay. So now we have it up there. So this is on evolutionofbodybuilding.net. This is in their top stories. I've been reading this the whole time. I'll get to your comments because yesterday I screwed up by not looking at your comments fast enough, and you guys were just eating me alive here. All right, so make sure it's still up. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Didn't take long. This is why the allegations. So there's nothing wrong with promoting your training courses, but unfortunately for Robby, everything was done at the wrong time or right time in the eyes of many doubters. This is why the allegations are starting to be made, with many alleging this was all a publicity stunt to get more potential clients to sign up for the bodybuilding timeless masterclass. Robby finally used his official Instagram page to confirm he is still alive almost 12 hours after the rumors started. Not the first time Robby was in the spotlight. He had a GoFundMe for his sickle cell anemia. Never mind. That's really not that. And the Robby. Okay, so that's not that important. Let's get out of that. Let's get to a couple of your comments. We only got one. Hey, Ron. All right, good. So I want to go to Robby's Instagram page here for a second. Let's go to that. So you can see what this class is all about, what he's trying to promote. All right, so here's Robby's Instagram, and I'm really surprised. Robby is a legend, and he only has 10,500 followers on Instagram, which is it's kind of disappointing. You would think, as legendary as he is, and he is, this guy was, he was the guy who won the first two Night of Champions, which was the first show added to the IFBB roster for from 1965 until 78. The IFBB only had one show a year for pros, and that was the Olympia. In 1978, the Night of Champions began in New York City. Robby won that the first 2 years. He also won the first Masters Olympia in 94. He also was the heavyweight winner of the Olympia, the Mr. Olympia, in 1977 and 1978, 2 years in which they had 2 weight classes, like they did in the movie Pumping Iron. You'll remember Arnold won the heavyweight and Franco won the lightweight, which was, I think it was just over and under 200 pounds were the weight cutoffs. Arnold won, he beat Franco for that. And in those 2 years, Robby won the heavyweight Olympia title, but lost the overall Mr. Olympia title to Frank Zane. Anyway, here they are promoting.
The master is here.
Classes in session.
And this is Robby's training masterclass.
Let's make it happen.
The Timeless Training Masterclass is here. Don't miss this chance to train with the legendary Black Prince. Get elite-level coaching from a bodybuilding icon, Mr. Robby Robinson, in our exclusive online training masterclass. Build muscle, torch fat, and sculpt your physique with proven techniques from this golden era champion. You will get personal training plans for all levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. 3 hours of exclusive video workouts with Robby, where we train all body parts: chest, back, legs, shoulders, arms, and abs. Access to an exclusive Facebook group with Robby and me. And finally, a chance to win the first ever Robby Robinson Trophy. Don't wait. Sign up now and start your transformation today. And now, let's get back to the video.
The master is
Okay, so let's go to his link tree on there so we can take a look at this masterclass. So this is the top link. He also has a website, but this is the top link. This is the masterclass. So if you click on that, let me make sure that I'm showing this. No, I'm not. Jeez, come on, guys. Come on, silly. Okay, so let's stop that screen. See if I can go to the masterclass. Show you what it's all about. Okay, let's see if we click on there. Does that work? Share this tab instead. Okay. All right, so yeah, now I can see it. So okay, this is the master class that he's telling, and you know the guy's got 60 years of training experience, more. I don't know. So here he is with Spas, the master and the student. Spase Drajkovsky. That's his business partner, probably the gentleman who puts these videos together. Start your journey. Trying to see if I can get that on there. Okay, so it is share this tab instead. Yeah, so you can see it's I think it's a video series, instructional videos that you pay a fee for. There's 26 people signed up for it now for $149. And that's it. Let me go to your card is empty. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy anything yet. Yeah, so it's $149 for the masterclass, which are a series of instructional videos. And, you know, the guy's a wealth of information. So God bless him. Let's see if you guys are tearing me another. Poor Ron. Exactly. Poor me. Wah. Ron, you had multiple outlets saying he passed. Can't blame you for reporting someone to get. Well, I mean, I was duped. If I had access to Robby, someone said, well, Mike O'Hearn knows him. I said, yeah. People jump on guys like me with channels because as soon as news is out, you have to be immediate with it, or else it's old news. Nick Strength and Power has already reported on it. News travels so fast now, even fake news, that if you're more than 20, 30, 40 minutes after it's been posted on Instagram or something, everyone already knows about it. It goes, Ron, you made all those big accounts that boost their page with IG and the post is paid for through IG. You're right. If it was publicity stunt, I would give him passes in the greatest bylaws of all time. Oh, I mean, I don't know if it was a publicity stunt. I don't know because I'm not even sure how it started. I mean, if they started it, how did they start it? Did they go to the Wikipedia page and type in information that he had died that day? Did they do that? Did someone do that? How did Wikipedia get that info? Someone had to go to Wikipedia and change it. I don't know who or why or what their motivations would be. But when you look at motivations, what would be the motivation for anybody starting a rumor like that had nothing to gain? Even if someone didn't like Robby, if they start a rumor that he died, what does that do? The guy's almost 79. He's had sickle cell anemia for many, many decades. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm glad he's still alive, guys. Believe me. I'm not mad that he's still alive. I'm happy he's still alive. I don't want anybody to die. But it wouldn't have been a shock that a guy who was almost 79 years old and had been dealing with a serious health problem for his entire adult life had passed away. who called Lee Haney? I don't know. I don't know how we found out. That's a good question. So Lee's post definitely thought it was true. I want to put up some, I like Robby's, I've met him very, very briefly. I don't know the guy. I never interviewed him, but I want to put up some videos because he was a fantastic bodybuilder for decades and he still looks fantastic. This is 1975. So this was the same year Pumping Iron came out. He was in the amateur division in that show. You see him competing, I believe. I know he's in the movie tossing a football around with Ken Waller and a couple other guys talking about how Ken's going to, intimidate Mike Katz or something at the show at the Universe. But I believe Robby was competing that year. I believe he was in that show. But anyway, he had just started competing the year before. But he had a long and illustrious career. This is only about a minute long. This is how he looked in 1975. So if he was born in 1946, he would have been 29 years old here. Always had those amazing biceps and that great vacuum. A lot of people, Robby maintained for many years that famous bust of Joe Weider that was a sculpture was actually his body that they just threw. The sculptor just put Joe Weider's. Here's 1987 Olympia. So here we are 12 years later. 12 years later, this is Gothenburg, Sweden. Lee Haney won, of course, but Robby's still in the Open Olympia. He was also the runner-up at the very first Arnold Classic in 1989 to Rich Gaspari. Again, like I said, I don't have the footage from Masters Olympia, but the Masters Olympia, many people believe the Masters Olympia was created in 1994 just so Lou Ferrigno could get an Olympia title because he had made his comeback in 92 in Helsinki, Finland, the first year Dorian won. After 17 years away competing, he'd been busy with the Incredible Hulk series and different movies. And it was clear that he was never going to win the Mr. Olympia with guys like Kevin Levrone and Dorian Yates. And in 93, he came back, and now you had Flex Wheeler. You had Chris Cormier. You had a whole flock of guys who he was just not going to beat. So they supposedly created the Masters Olympia event just so Lou Ferrigno could win. And, of course, Robby was the very first Masters Mr. Olympia champion in 1994. And he maintains that they couldn't give him the check that day because the check they had for the winner was already made out to Lou Ferrigno. This is what Robby says. And I've never heard it confirmed by anybody, but it sounds plausible to me. If we're going to talk conspiracy theories like I've been doing here on this video, might as well give some good ones on Robby's side too. Here he was in 1991, Orlando. This was actually the first Mr. Olympia I ever went to. It was the last Olympia that Lee Haney would compete in. It was his 8th consecutive win. He retired on stage at age 31. Great show that year. I mean, you had Rich Gaspari, Lila Brada, Vince Taylor, Sean Ray. Just so many superstars on stage that year. And Robby was right there with them. So at this point, it's 1991. He would have been how old if he was born 1946? So 50 to 40, 50, 45 here? Yeah, he would have been 45. 45 right here. He still looked fantastic, obviously. This is a guy, and we'll show him at age 78 in a second. Robby has looked very good for a very long time. Yeah, I'm going to keep this going. And never had any muscle tears that I ever saw. You don't see any loose skin. I mean, 45 years old, you really shouldn't have too much loose skin, but look at your typical 45-year-old man in the USA, and he's got a pot belly. He's in no kind of shape. Robby was still looking like a stallion at age 45 here. And I think he took second place the next year at the Niagara Falls to Vince Taylor, or to the Pro Ironman. I'm sorry. Yeah, the next year in 1992, Vince Taylor won the Pro Ironman, but Robby was second. So, well into his 40s, he's still doing very, very well against what we now call open bodybuilders. Back then, we just had bodybuilders, and the Masters Olympia hadn't started yet, so there were no Pro Masters shows at that point in time. So I want to go fast forward here to, this is fairly recent. This is age 78. Yeah, Robby guest posing at age 78. He just took a shirt off. Sorry about the captions covering everything there. Tried to get out of it. Oh, I only taped 15 seconds of that. Yeah, so I'm very happy that he's alive. Who called Lee Haney? Let's see. Give Ron a break. Yeah, I believe. I mean, it's Lee Haney to me. His word is bond. Yeah, it would boost the sales, and I'm just reporting that this is a theory that someone else reported on. So I know I'm sort of absolving myself of any responsibility when I say that, but I didn't come up with the theory. I hate to say I'm not that bright, but I'm not like a super detective. I'm not really good at tracking down things the way Kevin would have been a great police officer or a homicide detective or something. I'm not that good. So he came up with that theory, and it does seem. The timing of it does seem very coincidental. It seems like quite a coincidence that just after they're coming out with these master's classes, a series of instructional videos for $149, that Robby hadn't been in the news for a while. I've seen him pop up in the news here and there when he does like a guest posing like that, and everyone's rightfully astounded at how great he still looks. He still trains hard. He's pushing 80. He'll be 79 years old in May, guys. But the fact that this comes out, the news of his death, the fake news of his death comes out at that time, it just seems like too much of a coincidence. Lee Haney called Spassi to find out the truth. I've never, until yesterday, I've never heard of Spassi. I've never heard of him. He was at his best of night champions in New York. Yeah, I mean, he won the first two Night of Champions, 1978, 1979. He's one of the greatest, no doubt. Yeah. Robby has had a bitter taste in his mouth for many, many years, but he never got the credit he was due. He certainly never got the financial opportunities that guys like Arnold and Franco got. He never made the money from the sport that those guys got. And he believes it was a lot of, covert racism, that he was discriminated against by Joe Weider or the powers that be or somebody. And, I don't know. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but that's very plausible. Racism is still very, very real. And it was, I think, even more prominent, in his heyday 40, 50 years ago than it is right now. I'm sure a lot of shit went down. That was great 1987 Olympia. He was. Let's put that up again. That was some good footage. 87 Olympia. Here we go. Yeah. Probably the heart. Yeah, I mean, he's alive. He's alive. Oh, is that his birthday, May 4th? There you go. Does that make you a Gemini? I don't know. I've been doing that masterclass for a while, I believe. I don't know. This is the first I heard of it. He'll be around, I guess. Yeah, I'm not. That's why there's a question mark. Was his death a publicity stunt? Question mark. If I was trying to accuse him or Spassi of anything, it would have been like an exclamation point or a period. I wouldn't have the question mark there. So I'm just playing along with the conspiracy theory that was put out there by Kevin Gretsch on evolutionofbodybuilding.net that it might have been a publicity stunt. Somebody started the rumor. Who and why and what would be their motivation? If there was no financial motivation, why would somebody have started the rumor? I mean, and who went to Wikipedia? Somebody had to have gone to Wikipedia. Maybe it was after they saw the Lee Haney or the Rick Valenti posts. I don't know how it happened. But somebody went on Wikipedia and changed it to make it seem as if he died today. I know Wikipedia is not the ultimate authority. I know they get things wrong a lot. Just like me. Him and Fox do not get enough credit for their physiques. Oh, Bertil Fox was way ahead of his time as far as mass and thickness. Density, the Bertil Fox, he's still alive. He's out of prison. He had shot his fiance and her mother to death in their bridal shop in St. Kitts and spent many, many years in prison. He's a free man now. I believe he's still living in St. Kitts in the Caribbean. Let's see. I blame Robby for all people asking if they can make their bicep peaks grow. Yeah, he had some of the greatest to this day. And we've had, thousands of pro bodybuilders with great arms. None of them to this day, you still ask about who had the best bicep peaks. People still bring up Robby, Arnold, but Robby comes up a lot. Those biceps of hers were incredible. Did him at the 87 Olympia right there. Yeah, look at that. I mean, look at those arms. I mean, he had a great complete physique. He had a great record. So at least post the wiki still said he was alive. Okay, so the Wikipedia was changed after that. So who went to Wikipedia? If that's true, then the timeline would indicate. I would love to know how the rumor started. probably impossible to find out who started it at this point, but I just wonder, how did it start? How does the only other time this happened that I can remember was back in 2023. Vic Richards supposedly died. He was not dead. I was still with MD. There still was an MD at the time, and I reported on it, and it turned out to be fake news. So this is the second time I've reported someone is dead. They're not dead. Lee definitely heard it from someone official. That's what I'm wondering. But I mean, how many people are close to Robby? I know Michael Hearn sees him all the time. This guy Spotsy is in business with him, so he's obviously someone. I guess Sean Ray messages him here and there, so they're in touch with each other. I did want to show you guys his competitive record because it's pretty illustrious. He had a pretty impressive pro career. Robby Robinson, and I showed it yesterday. I was on, I was live for about 15-20 minutes talking about how great he had been before I finally went to the comments and saw that, oh my God, he's still alive, which, I'm glad he's still alive, guys. I'm very glad he's still alive. I didn't want him to be dead. I don't wish death on anyone. Here we go. So let's take a look at his competitive record. So born May 4th, 1946, 5'7". This shows him as beginning to compete in 74 AAU because there were no IFBB amateur. There was no amateur organization that fed directly into the IFBB until the NPC was formed in 1982. So he started off in the AAU. He won their Southern States, which has been a long-running NPC show for many, many years. Second in the USA in his height class. Let's see. He won. So he tried the Mr. America, the AAU America, and could only get second place. And a lot of people to this day will say that AAU Mr. America was very discriminatory towards African-American athletes, could I say black athletes? Because not all of them were from America, but it's, it was tough for, I think Chris Dickerson had a hard, I don't know if he even won that show. So he goes over to the IFBB, they started their own Mr. America contest. He won that. He won the AAU Florida that year. He won the IFBB Mr. World that year. Do I need to make this a little bigger? 76. He won the Mr. International IFBB show and their universe. So that was a year after the universe that you saw in the movie Pumping Iron. So 77 was his first Olympia. He won the heavyweight. So he can say he's a two-time heavyweight Mr. Olympia champ, but lost the overall. In those days, they had an overall. And Frank Zane was the lightweight winner, and he won the overall 77, 78, 79. 79, the heavyweight winner was the late Mike Menser. 78, he wins the first Night of Champions. He's second at the Olympia again. Or I should say he was the heavyweight winner and took second to Zane, won the Professional World Cup. 79, he had another good year. He won the first Night of Champions. I'm sorry, the second Night of Champions. Won the Pittsburgh Pro. They had a Pittsburgh Pro back then. And again, he dropped down to lightweight. I don't know if he thought that would improve his chances, but he dropped down to lightweight that year in the Olympia, but dropped to third. Zane won that year. Some good showings in 1980. He won the California Grand Prix. I'm sorry, second at the California Grand Prix, second at the Night of Champions. Who won it in 1980? I'm curious now. Chris Dickerson, who would go on to win the Mr. Olympia 2 years later. Okay, so universe. So for 1 year, he jumped ship from the IFBB. I don't know. I'm sure he was upset with them over something. He went over to NABA and WABA, two organizations based out of Europe. They're professional organizations. He won the NABA Pro Universe, which has a very long and illustrious history of champions like Steve Reeves, Reg Park, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bill Pearl. Took second in the WABA World Championships. Night of Champions in 1982, did not place. So he comes back to the IFBB a year later, and I'm guessing they did him dirty because I can't imagine he couldn't place. They have 11 guys ahead of him, and I know some of these physiques. There's no way Robby wasn't better than Ken Passarella, who was a strong man and a pro wrestler. Come on, guys. Either that or he just didn't show up for the night show. I don't know what the case was. Olympia. So let's see. He keeps going and going. 87 was a great year for him. Second place at the Grand Prix France to Gaspari, right? Yeah, Rich Gaspari. 87, he took Grand Prix Germany, 2 of them. The second one, I'm sorry. 5th there, sorry. 2nd at another Grand Prix Germany, 5th in the Champions, 5th in the Mr. Olympia. That was the one that we showed the footage from. 1988, he wins the Niagara Falls. He's 2nd at the Night Champions to Phil Hill. For those of you who know who Phil Hill is he's still alive, Let's not get it twisted. 89, 2nd place to Rich Gaspar at the very first Arnold Classic. He wins the World Pro Championships. 2nd place at the Grand Prix Melbourne to Gary Stridham, who was fantastic. For those of you who know who Gary Stridham is, how great he was back in the day. 2nd in the 92 Pro Ironman to Vince Taylor. I remember that. 90 Champions. 2nd to Kevin Leveroni and Porter Cottrell. Look how many guys were in the show that year. Looks like about 30 guys. Big shows back then. Masters Olympia, first Masters Olympia winner. Let's see who he beat. Lou Ferrigno, Boyer Coe, Chris Dickerson, Olivanis Bernard-Sealy, Danny Padilla. Yeah, that was the first lineup of the very first Masters Mr. Olympia. 1997, he won his age division, a 50 plus in the Masters Olympia. I did not know the Arnold Classic had a Masters Arnold Classic one year. 98, he took 3rd. Did the Masters Olympia a few more times. He won the 50 and over in 2000, and he competed all the way till 2001. So if he was born in 46, 50, he would have been 55 that year, the age I am now. A lot of magazine covers. The showing. Yeah. I'll try to show you the magazine covers. And then I'll take off because that's, I don't know what year that was. Oops. Let's show you a couple more covers. Muscle Builder. 78 would have been his. Oh, that's a cover with a bunch of other guys. Let's see. They had him in that. I think I actually have that issue right there. Training Illustrated. He's got an inset. It's really not a cover. Muscle Digest. Great cover. That's a magazine a lot of you guys never heard of, I'm sure. Also Training Illustrated. Oh, he's just on the inset there. It's the late Ron Tufel on the cover there. Muscle and Fitness. Yeah, there he is with, I'm really not sure who that is. Oh, Patsy Chapman. That's a blast from the past, that name. So I think we've covered it. Yeah. So Ken Patera was strongman and pro wrestler. Ken Passarella was lightweight Mr. America winner. Oh yeah, I mixed up my Kens. So Ken Passarella never wrestled? No, I guess not. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I mean, again, I apologize because I did get it wrong yesterday. He was not dead. I'm glad he's alive. I'm glad he's still with us. And Evolution of Bodybuilding, Kevin Gretsch, who runs that website, did postulate. He put the theory out there that it might have been an intentional hoax or intentional rumor that was put out there to raise interest in Robby now that they have these courses for sale. And, I don't know if there's any credence to that. I don't know if there's any truth to that at all. It's a plausible theory because nobody was talking about Robby. All of a sudden, he's supposedly dead and everybody's talking about Robby and he's back in the news. People are searching the name for news about him. And I'm sure the Masters class pops up. So if it was if it was done from Spassi or Robby or both of them, great business move. I'm not saying that they did it or not because I have no idea. I'm not accusing them. I'm saying it would make sense. There is a motivation. I don't have any idea. I have no idea would be proper English. Who started the rumor or why, or if it was just one of those things. But somebody started the rumor. We don't know who or what their motivations were because every rumor starts with one person. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say on the subject. I'm very happy that Robby is still alive. And that is a likely scenario. Don't know if it's true or not, but it could be. We don't know. And Spassi and Robby, you're probably going to get upset at me for even bringing more publicity to Kevin's theory, his conspiracy theory based on this rumor. So sorry if you get upset. I'm not accusing you of anything. It could have been a complete coincidence, and maybe it is, or maybe it's not. I have no idea. I'm just reporting. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, guys, Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.